Now, if you've been following my series, today is going to be part 4 of the training period. Now, part 4 is the power phase. What we've done thus far is we've really stabilized that base through getting the core. We've got the joints stronger, so now the joints can handle this additional workload and this additional movement that we're about to put it under. And then your strength is up to a point that it as well can handle the additional movement. Now, the power part is something not everybody is going to go to. You can in varying amounts, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But again, as you see on the pyramid, the power is at the top. We have to get that base or get that core, joint stability, and strength developed first. So power adds the aspect of speed into what we're doing. So if we think about doing a squat, so a squat, I'm going to go a certain distance with a certain amount of time, typically slow and controlled. With power, I'll go that same amount of distance, but I'm going to explode and try to jump up and make that weight move faster. Now, what this does, it increases your reaction time, and it also increases the ability of those muscles to contract hard and more powerfully, to give you the ability to jump higher, to hit a ball harder, to chase down a tennis ball on the court, get to that position you want to be in soccer, whatever it might be. It's really, really critical for athletes to train power. Any sport out there can benefit by power training. So it's important to understand this and understand how to apply this in what you're doing. Now, there are a lot of different lifts that you can do that create power. If you take a look at my exercise library, you'll see the power shrugs, you'll see the high pulls, you'll see the plyo push-ups, you'll see different things like that that are really starting to work that explosive type movement and develop that. That again is going to make you faster, it's going to make you quicker, and it's going to give you the ability to go harder in an athletic performance. So is power for everyone? Not necessarily. Do we always have to hit that pinnacle of power in the training period? Not necessarily. It's definitely critical for that athlete, and it's definitely critical for those athletes as well as everyone to develop that core first, so you've got the good foundation, to develop the joint strength so you have the good structure, and then to put that strength and endurance on top of it before you get into the power training. So power again is going to take the factor of speed into play. I'll give you a good example of this. So if you're driving a car, let's say you drive a car a quarter mile at 5 miles an hour and you run into a tree. There's a certain amount of impact there. But if you go that same distance in the car, a quarter of a mile, the car weighs the same, but now you're going at 60 miles an hour, the impact in that tree is much more powerful. So you can see how the speed of that movement and how the speed of that weight or that projected, that object that's being projected through the air or through space and time will create more impact upon the head. So this again is very, very critical at jumping, at swinging, at throwing, any type of athletic performance. It's very, very critical to get involved in the power phase. Now, as an average person, where you're going to help with that power is, yeah, it is going to make you a little bit more athletic. And so when you're playing those recreational sports, chances of you straining and spraining and pulling muscles is going to be much, much more reduced when you've done some power training along with it. But again, just to go back, we've got to do that core, build the base. We got to do the joint stability so the structure gets built. And then we have to refine it with the strength and endurance before we ever get to the power. Remember, the power is the last phase of the training pyramid.